Zara's arrival into the world was met with muted excitement. She was born in the small, bustling town of Benin, with dark, beautiful skin and patches of white scattered across her body. An unexpected twist of fate that would forever shape her life. From the very first moment her father, Mr. Okon, was disappointed. "A girl again?" he muttered as he looked down at her in disappointment. His words stung even in the sterile hospital room, where Zara's mother held her lovingly. But Zara's father couldn't hide his frustration. It wasn't just about her being a girl. It was the skin she was born with. The patches of white on Zara's skin filled him with an almost unexplainable dread. Zara's mother, Amina, on the other hand, was filled with nothing but love and pride. She held Zara close, cooing softly and reassuring her, "You are beautiful, my darling. No one in this world would love you more than I do." But Zara's father had already checked out. Zara was different from the child he'd imagined, and her skin, marked with patches of white, became a point of shame in his heart. As Zara grew older, the differences between her and her older sister, Nora, became painfully clear. Zara's skin, dark with contrasting white patches, was a constant source of tension. Mr. Okon was utterly fascinated with Nora, whose skin was smooth and flawless. Zara could feel his love for Nora radiate whenever he spoke of her. "Nora, look at you. You're glowing," he would say, running his hands through her hair, while Zara stood quietly by, feeling invisible. Zara's father would often remark on Nora's radiant complexion, praising her like a perfect creation, while Zara was left to shrink in the shadows. At family gatherings, Mr. Okon's affection for Nora was so clear it almost felt like Zara didn't exist. Nora was always the one who received the best clothes, beautiful colorful dresses, and shiny new shoes that seemed to match her glowing complexion. Zara, on the other hand, was given whatever was left over, or sometimes clothes that were hand-me-down from Nora. Clothes that felt too big or outdated. Zara never dared to complain. She would just accept them, though they never made her feel the same way they made Nora feel. Special, loved, perfect. Her father's treatment of her was not only about the clothes. It was in the way he treated her, differently from Nora. Zara loved to play outside, but Mr. Okon always insisted she come in early, saying, "Stay out of the sun. You don't want your skin to get worse." His worry wasn't just for her health. It was for the image of their family. He was terrified that Zara's skin would somehow affect Nora. "Stay away from your sister," he would say. "You don't want to pass that thing on to her." Those words stung Zara deeply. Zara knew without a doubt that her skin was something Mr. Okon wished would disappear. She felt like her very presence was a danger to the family, like a contagion he feared. As she grew older at school, things didn't improve. Zara's classmates, though not intentionally cruel, would stare at her whispering behind her back. "Look at her, like a canvas of mistakes," they would say. "What happened to you? Did someone paint on your skin with white paint?" The cruel words cut deep, and every time someone made fun of her, Zara felt smaller and smaller, as though the world was shrinking around her. Even when Zara excelled in class, her success was overshadowed by the way people looked at her. When Nora did something as simple as stroll around in a new dress, Zara could feel the attention shift towards her sister, away from her. Zara's life became a series of invisible struggles. Even her mother, who loved her deeply, couldn't help but feel the growing tension between Zara and her father. "You are perfect the way you are, my dear," Amina would say, trying to comfort her. But Zara couldn't shake the feeling that something was missing. Why doesn't my father love me the way he loves Nora? It wasn't just her father's rejection that stung. It was the world outside her home. Zara could see how her father was always proud to show off Nora, How every visitor who came to their home commented on Nora's flawless skin. Your daughter is so beautiful, they would say, their hands gently stroking Nora's smooth hair. Zara stood off to the side, ignored, her presence almost invisible. Zara could hear the words, but they never came her way. Every compliment for Nora was a reminder of how little she was seen, how much her father's love was reserved for Nora's perfect skin. One day, while they were strolling the estate street, a distant relative stopped them. Nora, you look so beautiful, just like your mother, he said. Zara stood quietly by, her hands folded in front of her. She wasn't even noticed. The conversation went on without anyone acknowledging her presence, and her heart sank. The world only seemed to see Nora's perfection. Zara wanted so desperately to be noticed, to be loved, no matter how hard she tried. She couldn't escape the feeling that she was always in the background, invisible. When Zara went to school, things didn't improve. Her classmates would whisper behind her back, calling her patchwork or milk chocolate, as if her vitiligo was something strange and to be mocked. Zara tried to blend in, to hide from the teasing, but no matter how quiet she was always noticed. She wanted to disappear. One afternoon, things took a turn for the worse. Zara, despite the bullying, she tried so hard to fit in. She had seen a girl in her class, Mena, a girl she genuinely admired and wanted to be friends with. Mena was beautiful and kind-hearted, at least in Zara's eyes. But that day, when Zara approached her desk after school to strike up a conversation,